Hey, what's going on, CoinApp TV subscribers? Robert Welcome here. And in this video, I want to do a review of another classic Shaw Brothers movie from 1977. We have Clans of Intrigue. This is directed by Chor Yuen, who's done a lot of these movies, Shaw Brothers and outside of Shaw Brothers Studios movies from back in the 70s and the 80s. Kind of a well-known director, passed away not too long ago. I watched this on YouTube with subtitles. I'm not quite sure how accurate the subtitles were, but they seem to get the point across. So if you're watching my video and you're curious about Clans of Intrigue, then search for it on YouTube and maybe it'll still be on there or not. You know, some of these movies kind of come and go. I also just did a review for the Crimson Charm that I posted last week. So make sure you check out that video review as well on my channel. So let me get to the IMDb synopsis. I'll give you my letter grade at the end of this and talk to you a little bit about some of my notes. So the IMDb synopsis says, after 3 clan leaders are assassinated, Kang Yen accuses master thief Thief Hsiang as being the only man capable of the murders, but generously allows him 1 month to clear his name. Pretty good synopsis. Let me get to my notes here. So I was curious about this movie because it had Leng in it. Big fan of Leng. I think that movies that are good or bad or average that have Leng in it usually are elevated a little bit of a notch. There's like a Leng factor to them that kind of stands out. I can't say this about every movie being great with him in it, but I do think he sort of elevates things. So Leng is the master thief. Feng is in a small role as Master Len Xian-yun, and Lin Yun as Yi Tien-hung, aka Invisible Sword, who actually was a memorable character in this movie. I thought it was pretty fun to watch. Apologies if I'm not saying these names correctly. So getting back to the synopsis, or the outline here, while celebrating with friends on his boat, 3 female martial artists show up and demand that Leng find somebody who did them wrong. And I wrote in my notes here that somebody stole the magic water. Again, I'm not sure if these subtitles were 100%, but that's what kind of wrote what I was following, that somebody stole the magic water, and that's the mysterious MacGuffin element, and there's this thief, and they assume that Leng did it, but they're going to give him a month to kind of clear his name. And there's a lot going on. The first 5 or 10 minutes of this movie, a lot of characters introduced. It's quite a whirlwind, a lot of names, characters, good, bad on the ship here that we sort of meet. It's like a slam dunk information dump there, and my head was spinning a little bit here. Let's get to some of the pros here. We had great costumes, great art directions, great sets. This movie was fantastic to look at, to watch. I was entertained visually in many ways. There was I was kind of a little fascinated. You know, I've been watching a lot of these like Shaw Brothers movies that Chang Cheh has directed in these box sets, and now we're into like a Chor Yuen movie. And I was thinking to myself, you know, what Chang Cheh during this era was trying to like move the camera in closer and be handheld and get right in your face. Chor Yuen was sort of doing like the Chor Yuen, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, was kind of doing like the opposite. He was kind of taking the camera back and getting foreground and background elements into the shot. And there's actually a really great, my dog is like throwing toys around while I'm trying to record my video there. If you don't know, follow Best Friend Scout on Instagram. He's a really cute dog. Got his haircut today, and now he's full of energy and stuff. But there's a great tracking shot about halfway through the movie or so with Leng and Feng doing kind of a walk and talk throughout this village, the structure, this housing structure there that was fantastic. This must have taken like 10 takes. I mean, we've got moving camera, moving, you know, it wasn't sound sync dialogue, but, you know, talking scene and some extras moving around and some village lights and stuff like that. That was fantastic. You know, again, the costumes, the art direction, but ultimately, let me wrap this up and get to my final thoughts. Ultimately, the movie just kind of felt like a big giant fetch quest with Leng going from location to location, going to people, asking them stuff, information, getting some information here, then going to somebody else and finding out some more information. There were some minor skirmishes sprinkled throughout the movie. But ultimately, I got a little kind of bored with the movie watching it. I was originally fascinated with sort of the art direction and the costumes and the look of it. And then I was just like, okay, T-Lung, like, you're gonna talk to somebody, you're gonna find out something, you're gonna talk to somebody else, and they're gonna have this mystery note that gets ripped up, and there's a secret person that has a keyword and a phrase. I just felt like I was watching a Zelda movie, or you know, some sort of RPG, Skyrim or something, and I just kind of wanted to get to T-Lung being like the master of disaster, the kung fu expert, the person that I want to root for, and kind of solving things, and he's just kind of led around a lot. I wrote in my notes here that you know, maybe this was adapted from a book or a poem or a novel or something. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. I didn't really do research for that before, but you know, it kind of seems like when some of these movies are very disjointed, it's because they're adaptations and things get a little tricky in the adaptations. So so Clans of Intrigue, I'm gonna give it a D+. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, I think it was just below average. I was glad I get to watch it kind of free on YouTube, and I would advise you to check it out also, and then, you know, kind of come back to my video and let me know what your thoughts are. If you've seen this movie, seen Clans of Intrigue from 1977, what you thought of it. And also, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. We're out of Shaw Timber is over, but I'm still reviewing and talking about some Shaw Brothers movies. I'm still trying to plow my way through the recently released Blu-rays on the Shout Factory's edition. So thanks a bunch for kicking it on my YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.